Solve problems using unit rates. A box of cereal states that there are 90 calories in a 3/4 cup serving. How many calories are there in 4 cups of the cereal? So let's start with the rates. We've got 90 calories, and that is in a 3/4 of a cup serving. We're looking for the number of calories in 4 cups. First, let's find the unit rate and then work up to 4. So to find the calories in 1 cup, I have to go from 3/4 to 1. I'm going to divide by 3/4. And whatever I do in the bottom, I have to do to the top. So right here, let's do 90 over 1 divided by 3/4. I'm going to keep my 90 over 1, change division to multiplication, flip my 3/4 to 4/3, and then I'm going to multiply across. 90 times 4 is 360, and 1 times 3 is 3. 360 divided by 3 is 120. So I can fill in up here that there are 120 calories in 1 cup. Now we have to get to 4 cups. So to get from 1 to 4, I need to multiply by 4. Let's do the same thing on top. 120 times 4 is 480. So we can say there are 480 calories in 4 cups. Pam drives a truck for Amazon. One day, Pam drove 103 miles. Oh, here we go. Another mistake. Miles twice. This should say in 1.5 hours. How many miles does Pam drive in 4 1/5 hours? So let's take the important information from the problem that she drove 103 miles, and this happened in 1.5 hours. We're looking for the number of miles in 4 1/5 hours. Let's start with finding the unit rate. So that would be the miles in 1 hour. To get from 1.5 to 1, we have to divide by 1.5. So let's do the same thing to the top. And to divide 103 divided by 1.5, I first need to put both numbers into improper fractions. So I'm going to take 103 over 1 divided by 3/2. I'm going to keep my 103 over 1, change division to multiplication, and flip 3/2 to 2/3. Now I can multiply straight across. 103 times 2 is 206, and 1 times 3 is 3. Now I'm going to simplify. So 3 goes into 206 68 times, and there are 2 pieces left over. So I'm going to fill up here that she drove 68 2/3 miles in 1 hour. So now let's find how many miles she drives in 4 1/5 hours. Well, to get from 1 to 4 1/5, I need to multiply by 4 1/5. So let's do the same thing to the top. Now to multiply these two numbers, I need to convert them to improper fractions. I already know that 68 2/3 as an improper fraction is 206/3 because we had it before. 4 1/5 as an improper fraction is 21/5. Now we can multiply straight across. 206 times 21 equals 4,326. 3 times 5 is 15. Now 15 goes into 4,326 288 times. There are 6 pieces left over. But now let's simplify. I'm going to bring my whole number over. I can divide 6 and 15 by 3. That is their greatest common factor. 6 divided by 3 is 2, and 15 divided by 3 is 5. So let me fill in the rest of my rate. And let's write our sentence. Pam drives 288 and 2/5 miles in 4 and 1/5 hours. Stacy and Neil painted 280 feet squared of their living room wall with 4/5 of a gallon of paint. How many square feet can they paint with 3 gallons of paint? First, let's take that important information from the problem and write a rate. So we have 280 feet squared of the wall that's painted, and that's with 4/5 of a gallon of paint. We're looking for the number of square feet they can paint with 3 gallons. So first, let's find the unit rate. To get from 4/5 to 1, we need to divide by 4/5. Let's do the same thing on top. We can keep our 280 over 1, change division to multiplication, and flip 4/5 to 5/4. Now we can multiply straight across. 280 times 5 is 1,400. 1 times 4 is 4. 1,400 divided by 4 equals 350. So right now we know that with 1 gallon of paint, they can paint 350 feet squared of the wall. But now let's work our way up to 3 gallons. So to get from 1 gallon to 3, we need to multiply by 3. Let's do the same thing on top. 350 times 3 is 1,050. So now let's write our sentence. Stacy and Neil can paint 1,050 feet squared with 3 gallons of paint.